skill that I use to this day. So learn as much as you can and be humble. Be humble in what you do. Don't do it to broadcast you. Do it because there's a story that needs to be told and you want to treat it with respect.
So two things I've heard you say. You had the desire to take pictures early. You also said that you got a lot of training and experience in the Air Force and a lot of experience out here now. What else do you think a young person would need, say, 5 or 10 years from now, besides those two things?
First of all, I encourage them to go to college.
Okay.
Because technology now changes every day. So first thing I would encourage them to go to college. If you want to be a camera person or in journalism, go to college. That will give you the foundation. I know at Valley College we hired a lot of young people that came out of Valley College who were taking the courses there. Go to college, get your degree, get you some equipment, and practice, 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 practice. Develop your skills. Then go out and do what you've been called to do. But always treat everything that you do with respect.
So my last question is, what will you say to them about obstacles that may appear and come in their life? As you know, they are everywhere. So what will you say to them about overcoming those?
You got to be able to go with the flow. You're going to have obstacles in your life, whether it's in your professional career or in your day-to-day life. There are things that are not going to go perfect for you. You need to learn how to deal with those and move forward. Again, I talk about how they tried to lay me off. I got beyond that and I moved forward. So you can't let little things get in your way. If you have a strong desire to do something and you want to do it well, you step over those little boundaries and keep moving.
Yeah, I almost forgot the question my wife wanted to ask you. What do you see you're still young, although you're getting to retirement, you're still a baby. What do you see yourself doing in the future?
Exactly what I'm doing today.
So you enjoy it that much?
I enjoy it that much. I love music.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I love music. I was blessed maybe 15 or 16 years ago to be able to go out and do jazz concerts, smooth jazz concerts with some of the greatest artists in the world. You know,
you played instruments?
I don't play instruments, okay. But I'm talking about as a videographer.
Oh, okay.
I would take a crew out and I would go out and videotape these concerts. We created at Channel 3, and I keep going back to Channel 3, with the footage that we recorded at these jazz concerts, I wanted to do something so different that I went to the artists themselves, the Kurt Whalums, the Gerald Albrights, the Jill Scotts, the Charlie Wilsons. I went to them and I said, hey, I want to do a show using your music on a public access channel here in Channel 3 in San Bernardino. And I said, will you allow me to use your footage? And they said yes, as long as there's no commercials, as long as you're not selling the video, as long as it's on public television, we don't care. And for the last 10 years before I retired, that's what I did. We were the only station in the United States, a public access station in the United States, that was showing live footage. Now, Channel 4 in San Bernardino, in LA, they had a jazz program, but it was music videos. We had live performances on stages in Pasadena, San Dimas, Long Beach, Newport Beach. That's where all of our camera crews went. We recorded these guys. They gave us permission to use the footage. We brought it back and put a show together called The Jazz Connection. So I love music and I continue to do, I don't do the program anymore, But I do go and do the concerts. I'm getting ready to, in August, getting ready to go do Long Beach Jazz Festival, 3-day event with some of the major artists in the country.
Will you record that?
We'll record it.
So you don't just go to listen to the jazz?
No, I'm not going, I'm going to work, but it's fun work. Most of the concerts that you go to, whether it's at the Nokia Theater or any place, they have the big jumbo screen so people can see in detail what's happening on the stage. That's what I do. I feed that jumbo screen.
Wow, wow. And that's something new that I hadn't thought about, which makes me want to ask you this question. One of our...
Can I get you a ticket?
I don't know about that, but I do know that we're looking for musicians, artists, writers, creative people, and maybe you could help us to organize that segment. We know politicians, we know religious leaders, we know business leaders, but this segment of our community, this entertainment, we call it creative production, will not really set on where we should go. Maybe you could help us.
You have Ray Fuller, who's a guitarist. Ray played...
He's local?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about.
Ray played for Whitney Houston. Can't think of her name now. But anyway, he was the musical director for Whitney Houston. Lives right here in the Inland Empire. Okay. You got Phil Perry, who travels around with these jazz concerts. He lives in Rancho Cucamonga.
Mm-hmm.
Used to sing lead for the Montclairs. I don't know if you remember them or not, but he's a solo artist now.
Wow.
You got drummers who live right here in the Inland Empire. I recorded them right on stage.
Wow. So you're a big help. I think it's worth the interview to find out that, because that was one of the things we have been talking about, struggling with, and not sure where to go. But I think you may have answered our question. Lastly, anything else that you would like to add that I didn't ask and you would just like to say for the camera?
I'd just like to say thank you for allowing me to share my story. It's, I'm proud of my career. I'm proud of what I accomplished in the Air Force. I'm proud of what I accomplished at Channel 3. And I'm proud of what I'm doing for the community. So thank you for allowing me to tell that story.
Well, I'm the one that honored to do this, because I've seen you, much like our photographer here, behind me and not in front of me where I'm asking.
This is probably the last time you'll see me in front of you.
Well, I'm honored. So please remember that I said I am honored to have him here. Thank you so much.
You're quite welcome. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.